and declare the Ordinary Council meeting of the 28th of April 2021 open at 5:30 p.m. Please stand. I wish to acknowledge the Garrett people as traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on today and recognise their strength, resilience and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Item 3, recording of attendance. The audio of this meeting is being recorded to facilitate community participation and for minute-taking purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. In accordance with Section 616 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Local Law Orders 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual or audio electronic device or instrument to record proceedings of any meeting unless that person has been given permission by the presiding member to do so. Members of the public are also reminded that in accordance with Section 6117-4, the standing orders mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. 3.1 attendance. I notice that the following councillors are present and attendance will be listed under Section 3.1 of the minutes. 3.2 attendance by telephone, instantaneous communication. There are no councillors attending by telephone or using instantaneous communications. 3.3 apologies. I have apologies from Deputy Mayor Cole and Councillor Q Ming, who advised they have apologies for this meeting. 3.4 approval of absence. There is one approval of absence, Councillor Bartho, for the 22nd of April 2021 until May 9th, 2021. 3.5 disclosure of interest. Councillors, do you have any disclosure of interest at all? Thank you. Item 4, applications of leave of absence. Mr. CEO, any request for leave of absence?
We have one from Councillor Unkovic, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I would like to request a leave of absence from the 14th of May until the 22nd of May 2021, and again 26th of May till the 30th of May 2021, as I will be away in Broome and then Perth, providing there are no COVID restrictions in place at the time of travel.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Ankovic. Can I remove the request that Councillor Ankovic for leave of absence between the 14th of May and the 22nd of May 2021 and the 26th until the 30th of May 2021, respectively to agree to. Can I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Cunningham. I have a seconder. Councillor McDonald, thank you. All those in favour, show of hands. Motion's carried 6-0. Councillors, are there any requests for leave of absence? No, thank you. Item 5. Item 5, response to previous questions. Response to previous questions received on questions taken on notice from the members of the public and elected members at the Elder Council meeting held on the 20th of March 2021 are printed in the agenda, and written correspondence have been sent to each person who asks a question, and responded to all councillors have been given sent by email. Item 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your opportunity, members of the public, to ask public questions of the council. Section 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law requires members of the public wishing to ask questions to complete a completed statement and place the completed statement form in the tray provided. These forms can be found outside the council chambers and on the town's website. If the presiding member determines that the council of the questions and statements are out of order due to objective or objective expressions or defamatory, they will not be recorded or responded to. 6.1, public question time. I declare public question time opened at 5:35 p.m. Mr. CEO, do you have any public questions at all?
I've received none, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Members of the public, do you have any questions? Yes, Mrs. Zombak, can you please come forward and put your name and address, please?
Thank you. My name is Bill Jomak, a long-term resident of Port Hedland and ratepayer for over 30 years. and also previous councillor. I have 3 questions, if I may.
Can you please state your address, please, Mr. Zoback?
627 Kingswell Street, Port Hedland.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Question 1. In relation to item 5.3 and this letter that I received from Acting CEO Craig Watts dated 15th of April, titled Response to Questions Submitted on the 24th of March 2021, I refer to one sentence therein, and quote, "As requested by the elected members, and in this instance, further consultation with the community and in particular Kingswell Street land resident owners will be undertaken. If you are a Kingswell Street resident, you will be contacted shortly. Can I ask the town of Port Hedland when this consultation regarding the pathway linkage between the world-class marina and the historic West End is going to begin?"
Is that the consultation you're talking about?
That's the question.
Very shortly, you'll be notified. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Question 2. In relation to the Town of Port Hedland media release Thursday, 22nd of April, titled Restricted Access Programme Stabilises Dunes at 4 Mile and Prepool, which talks about protecting the sand dunes at 4 Mile and Prepool, and I quote, "The town's coastal hazard risk management and adoption plan guides us to implement measures which strengthen and protect the integrity of our dune systems, which are susceptible to the impacts of erosion and inundation into the future. Can the town of Port Hedland provide us with an up-to-date copy of this?"
I'll take that on notice for you, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Question 3, my final question. In relation to the proposed connection between our world-class marina and the historic West End of the town, has the town of Port Hedland made any approach of a partnership with the state government, which as a previous councillor we originally did to fund the marina project? This would provide sufficient funding so that the connection can be built to a consistently high standard and quality as the marina, and would beautify this unique stretch of coastline to promote tourism and make our community proud for years into the future.
Thanks, Bill. I'll take that on notice for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Do we have any more public questions? Yes. Can you please come forward, take your name and address, please?
Yes, my name's Errol Wilkinson. I live at 47 Kingsmill Street, Port Hedland. I'm a resident, owner-occupier resident, so I've been a ratepayer for the last 3 odd years. I've lived in Port Hedland for coming up 6 years. Been here for 5. Let's say 5. My main concern is, firstly, I have not received anything in the mail from the town of Port Hedland in the 2.5 years I've been living in Kingsmill Street. I've not received any mail of any sort from the town of Port Hedland, so there's something wrong there, but that's sorry, side note. I think that with the boardwalk idea, why can we not temporarily divert funds from the marina project to do the boardwalk properly as originally proposed? If necessary, pending funds, grants, applications, council funding, similar to the proposed question here. And just as an owner-occupier, on the north side, I object to anything other than the original proposed boardwalk being constructed.
Okay, thank you. We'll take that on notice for you. Thank you. Do you want public question time at all? Okay, I will close public question time at 5:39 p.m. Okay, 6.2 public statement time. I declare public statement time open at 5:40 p.m. Do any public statements at all? Yes, Bill.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. My public statement again relates to item 5.3. I personally and sincerely would like to thank Councillors Tim Turner and Councillor Elmar Zelke, if that's how it's pronounced. And on a separate occasion, Councillor Lewis Q. Mead, for taking the time and initiative to meet me and walk the proposed pathway location along the foreshore of Kingsmill Street. This quite challenging walk along the foreshore covers approximately 1 kilometre of undulating sand dunes, which vary in height by up to 7 metres. By doing the walk along the current proposed pathway location on top of unstable sand dunes, it becomes abundantly clear that it would require substantial earthworks and still then potentially not even survive the first severe cyclone, making the whole current proposal structurally unviable. It also becomes clear that by building a pathway linkage closer to the beach above the cyclone surge high tide line, which would allow it to be anchored into the bedrock as previously designed, would make it extremely stable and would also stabilise and protect the sand dunes, making it a long-term piece of infrastructure that would last for many, many years to come. Finally, this would give us a world-class connection between our world-class marina and historic West End for tourists to enjoy and the whole community to be proud of for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dominic. Do any more public statements? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address, please.
Camilla Blanco, 18 Harwell Way, Wedgefield. Tonight you've got a proposal that's been put forward by the administration on advising the State Planning Commission on the West End. Now, I would have thought a couple of the West End people would have had something to say about this one, but obviously they haven't read the agenda. In the attachments, it says in there that some of the amendments to the proposal or the future of the West End may include workers' accommodation. Now, that's a broad term used, but I'm assuming, workers' accommodation is effectively FIFO camp. Possibly could be that, we don't know, because, it's not outlined in depth. So, putting this proposal to the State Planning Commission to allow workers' accommodation in the West End defeats the purpose of the whole, system, if you like, of sorting out the West End issues. The conflict between residential and, industry. I suppose the arguments were based on whether people can actually work in the industry zone for 12 hours and then go home and live in the same area for another 12 hours, effectively 24 hours, creating a risk to health due to the dust. So now you put a proposal forward to the Planning Commission that allows people to work on the industry side and have a workers' accommodation based in the West End. Defeats the purpose of all of the arguments that were put forward to actually get that going in the first place, where we reduced the risk to the rest of Port Hedland, okay, and allow the industry to grow, create the jobs to maintain and build our population. Secondly, all right, so first, I'm totally against having workers' accommodation put in that proposal. Okay? It goes against everything that we've done over the last few years. Now, secondly, the strategic community plan was very clear in my opinion. Okay, it was based around building population, helping businesses to flourish, grow, and be able to, have an income to keep going, be viable in Headland. Okay. Now, some people may argue that I was the one that allowed BHP Camp to, on the airport site to go ahead. Totally different circumstances. That was a camp that was already in situ, okay, and it was going to create us a financial drama, right, if we, did not approve the extension to that camp being on the airport land. Effectively, BHP was going to lift it up and put it on, down the road next to their, 30 k's down the road. So wouldn't have had any financial benefit to the town. It would have been a detriment to the town. But this is a new proposal to allow workers' accommodation on the marine area of the West End. Okay, and that's something that should be removed from the recommendation to the Planning Commission. It is the council's responsibility to set the direction of the town based on the strategic community plan. Okay, now if you've read it, you should understand.
5 minutes is up.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, can I have another 5 minutes?
Great.
Okay. Based on the strategic community plan, which obviously you should know about, that's not the direction that we want to go for Headland. This is a new proposal, and at the moment it's just a proposal. But if you allow that proposal to go forward, in a couple of years, someone's going to put a planning proposal in and allow another camp to be built in the West End. And I'm sure the people that are living there now, that think they're trying to, that think that the government's trying to push them out, will not be very happy when they find out that you've allowed, workers' accommodation to be built, or a workers' camp, potentially to be built in the West End. It shouldn't happen. Just delete it from the proposal tonight. And save yourself some grief. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Camilla. Do any more public statements? Yes, please come forward.
Sorry, I read out my public statement before thinking, because I'm not
That's fine.
council
That's okay.
person. So, yes, again, I just wanted to register a protest about the possibility of a concrete path going through as opposed to a boardwalk. I can tell you over many, many years of CAD drafting and water tank, in the water tank industry, I've seen a lot of cases of erosion around concrete foundations. We're talking remote sites, we're not talking coastal, talking mine sites. I can honestly tell you that unless you're going to drill concrete pilings to support that concrete path, you're going to be asking for a lot of headaches. Boardwalk, the proper boardwalk is the only viable option. It will save you money in the long run, but it really will. It is going to be an area, okay, much more than concrete path will ever do. And I am concerned, my wife and I are concerned that a concrete path is going to be too close to our house and is going to cause evaluation to our house, privacy and security risks. And I just cannot strongly emphasise enough, please give us a boardwalk. Do the right thing by the marina project, and keep in what they've done in Karratha. Let's push for how well they did what did Karratha. That's all we're asking. Is don't allow the government or whoever to put pressure on us to accept something less and what we deserve and what we've been pushing for. Previous residents even before me that have been pushing for many years and deserve. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have any more public statements on? Okay. Okay, I'll close public statement time at 5:50 p.m. Six 6.3, petition deputations, presentations, submissions. There is none. Item 7, questions from members without notice. Any questions? Councillor Ankovich.
Yes, thank you. I've been sent an email by a concerned person at the airport with the new signage that's gone up in terms of the smoking area being closer to the RFDS and the School of the Air. So I would like maybe us to investigate if that could be either eliminated or moved on our behalf.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Councillor. Do you have any questions at all? Yes, Councillor Graham.
Yes, thank you. I'd also like to assure everybody, Mr Mayor, that I'm not being isolated here because people are away. I was in Perth last week and I had a directive from the Education Department to wear a mask until Saturday because of what happened in Perth there. So I just wanted to let the public know that. Thank you. Yeah, just a couple of questions, if I may. 11.3.6 regarding the demolition of Stephen Street tonight. I have asked this question before, and I'd just like to make sure it gets sort of listened to. Is with the demolition, we've got some amazingly well-established mango trees in that area of Stephen Street. If you haven't been down there to see them, they are really powering ahead, as they always do, and that they will be taken into consideration. I have been told before that they will be, but I just wanted to make sure that are they just going to be bulldozed down or etc. etc. So I will take it on notice.
And they will be removed as well and reclaimed.
We'll recover the ones we can.
Coming to the depot.
Yep.
Fantastic. That's really great news. Thank you. I can pass that on to the people who've asked about that. Another question regarding the West End with the draft and that. I noticed on the maps there you've got the Greenbelt area going which is presently up to Taplin Street. Will the Greenbelt be also continued further on right up to Boulevard, because there is a little bit of Greenbelt there. In the dry season, all the trees there, which have been well established, were dying, but with the rain coming in, they've all bounced back. But there's obviously a reticulation problem there. But just something to keep in mind for that. And also with the West End, I have been asked by some of the public about people who wanted to do small businesses in the West End, and they're having a lot of problem finding out about plumbing, about sewerage, that they can't go ahead if they rent or buy premises down there, and people who actually own those buildings have come back to say they didn't even know that there was this problem with the sewerage. There's different regulations and that. It's a bit over my head there, but something which could be pleased look into that, because people who do want to have businesses down in the West End are starting to find these little hiccup problems with the deep sewage, etc., etc. So something that's a little bit over my head, but it's just come to light this week. And the third question, if I may, Mr Mayor, is regarding the performing arts, the item 11.2.1. Has any consultation been done yet with leading up to this this panel that's going to be paid for to do with the performing arts, dance, theatre arts, and etc. It's just something that I want to make sure that nobody gets missed and everybody gets together and talks about this, because some of these performing arts places, they don't have their own premises, they rent premises, they find it very, very expensive, and spending $80,000 to do this consultation and having somebody who's familiar with all this, what's going on in Heaven. We've been down this track before over the years of Heaven, so I've been to many meetings. It's a lot of money. Some of these organisations that put on all these performing arts, etc., they don't ask for a lot of money, and yet you know, they can apply for $3,000 to do this or do that, but that amount has not changed in I don't know how many years since that funding has come in, and it's costing a lot more to try and get this on, and it's for the entertainment of the town when we have these performing arts. So I just want to make sure that when this consultation goes ahead, can that please be considered, that you have representation from the community and that everybody gets to have their say so that it gets done properly, especially with a lot of money being spent for consultation. And I agree with it, we do need to make sure we move ahead and have a fantastic performing arts centre, etc., or whatever happens in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Thank you, councillors. I'll move on to item number 8. Item 8, announcement by the presiding member that discussion. The presiding member's meeting of the month of March 2021 can be found with details in the agenda. Item 9, declarations of all members have given due consideration to all matters contained in the business paper before the meeting. I invite all elected members to declare a show of hands that they have given all due consideration to all matters contained within the agenda. Please. Thank you. Item 10, confirmation of minutes for previous meeting. Members of the public are cautioned against taking any action on council decisions on items on the city's agenda in which they may have an interest in, until the formal notice written by the town has been received. Decisions made at this council meeting can be revoked in line with the Local Government Act 1995. We have a recommendation before us. The confirmation of minutes from the ordinary council meeting on the Wednesday the 24th of March 2021 are true and correct. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Ankovic, thank you. We have a seconder. Councillor Zuki, thank you, Councillor. All those in favour, show of hands. Motion is carried 6-0. Now move on to item 11, reports from officers. Item 11, reports from officers. The term en bloc is used to describe a practice of adopting recommendations of a committee or a number of officer recommendations by the use of only resolution or adoption of recommendations in groups without separate resolutions for each item. The practice of adopting recommendations en bloc exposes the resolution of a business or meeting where elected members have no reason to disagree with particular recommendations, where there is no declarations of interest and where simple majority only is required. Councillors, I suppose the council consider the number of recommendations on tonight en bloc. Can I have a mover to endorse the officer's recommendation in the items 11.1.2 2020-2021 budget half-year review clarification, 11.1.3 review policy 13-012 licence of funeral directors, 11.1.4 statement of financial activity for period ending 31 March 2021, 11.2.1 Heathen Arts Cultural Precinct, 11.3.1 Local Planning Policy 14 Design Review Panel, 11.3.2 Response to West Australian Planning Commission Draft Improvement Scheme Policy Number 1 West End Precinct, 11.3.3 Future of Stephen Street Retirement Village Site, 11.3.4 Proposed Dedication Road Lot 501 on Deposited Plan 506818 Marina Haulage Road, 11.3.5 Award Tender RFT 2021-13 Clean Fill for South End of Landfill, 11.3.6 Award Tender RFT 1920-24 Demolition of Stephen Street Retirement Village. Can I have a mover, please? Yeah, thank you, Councillor McDonald. I have a seconder. Councillor Turner, thank you. All those in favour, show of hands.
I think. 5. Kimberly? No?
I'm worried about that. 11.3.2.
Okay, we got 4 to 2. Those against?
You want to withdraw 3.2? You want to move it with...
I want to take 11.3.2, right?
You want to move it with that and deal with it separately?
So you want to move that separately?
So So
Do you want to move that to take it out?
Can we do that?
you can deal with it
We
separately.
can do it separately if you like,
And
yes.
you can pass the remainder on block.
Okay, so.
Are you happy to do that?
Happy to do that?
Happy to, yeah.
You need to move it in a seconder?
Yes, I'll move
You've
that.
got Councillor McDonough has moved, if he's happy to do it with the
Yep.
excising of 11.32 and deal with that separately.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Councillor Turner.
And Councillor
I'll
Turner?
second that.
And Councillor Turner seconded.
Councillor Turner seconder? Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So that's... Are you giving me... Oh, that's okay. That's a reminder of that one. Okay. So that's carried 6-0.
Okay. Okay, so you go
So you have
to the-
two items that you now need to deal with.
Yes, two items.
11.1.1 and then 11.3.2.
Okay. So do 11.1 first?
Yes.
Okay, we'd like to deal with,
Oh, in fact, can I get you to announce those two? Because they were tenders.
Oh, tenders,
So I'll get you to announce them.
okay, right. In respect of item 11.3.5, the award of tender for clean fill for the South End landfill, Council has accepted the tender submitted by BJ Young Earthmoving Pty Limited, and all details will be published in the Council minutes. With respect to item 11.3.6, the award tender for the demolition of the Stephen Street Retirement Village, Council has accepted the tender submitted by Pilbara Constructions Pty Limited for the amount of $495,570, excluding GST, with all details will be published in the Council's minutes. Go back to
11.1.1.
11.1.1. Okay, 11.1, the code of conduct?
Yep.
Okay. 11.1.1, the code of conduct for the members committee, members and candidates. We have an officer's recommendation which requires absolute majority vote to cancel or to adopt the mode of conduct. Authorise the Chief Executive Officer to approve the complaint form and any future amendments to the form. Delegate all local government powers to clause number 12 and number 13 of the Model Code of Conduct, where the Chief Executive Officer designates the Chief Executive Officer the Rule of Conduct complaints officers, and further notes that the 2019 Code of Conduct remains in effect as a Code of Conduct for employees until such time the new Code of Conduct for employees is implemented by the Chief Executive Officer. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Ogovich, can I have a seconder? Councillor Turner, any dissent? All those in favour, show of hands. Motion's carried 6-0.
Page 50 of the agenda.
Okay. 11.3.2, response to West Australian Planning Commission draft Emerald Scheme number 1, West End Precinct.
Yep. This is the recommendation.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
We have an office recommendation for council to endorse the recommendations and commence the West Australian Planning Commission regarding the draft West End Planning Improvement Scheme number 1 for the West End Precinct. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor McDonald, thank you. I have a seconder. Seconder.
You can second it.
Councillor Turner, thank you, Councillor Turner. Any dissent?
Councillor Uncle.
And Councillor Cunningham.
You can go to Councillor McDonald to speak to the item.
Okay, Councillor McDonald, you can speak to the item, please.
Yes, thank you. Just in relation to 11.3.2, the response to the West Australian Planning Commission draft improvement scheme, policy number 1 for West End Precinct.
Is it Tim that next?
I've been over all the documents. I've been to presentations from the Maritime Initiative in relation to this area and the proposed uses. So I feel very comfortable with the proposed use and Yeah, my understanding is that it won't be for transient workers accommodation, TWA camp type accommodation. It's more for support workers, for businesses and the education precinct, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm comfortable with it.
Okay, thank you, Councillor O'Donnell. Councillor Turner?
Yes, I too have attended those presentations and am comfortable with the intent of proposed developments, in particular with the diversification and investment around education and training. I believe that will add significant value to the economy and business sector for the West End.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Turner. Councillor Aldridge?
I too have been to the meetings. In terms of the workforce accommodation, maybe we could get some clarification in writing that it is.
Tim, sorry.
Sorry. So we just would like it maybe in writing that's very clear the type of workforce accommodation that I'd like to see in that proposal rather than just a workforce accommodation with time restrictions and the like, because it is a bit upsetting that people in that area are being asked to leave because of the dust, but to then put people in there to live, we just need to clarify around that.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Aldridge.
Anyone else for?
Anyone else for?
If not, you can go to Councillor Gillingham.
Okay, Councillor Gillingham?
Yes, thank you. Firstly, what I asked in the public question time about sewage, deep sewage, plumbing, and etc. This is something that really does need to be addressed in any improvements at all with the West End. I do hope that it will be considered because there's obviously a lot of areas that have been missed and with the plumbing there. So something I'd ask if that could come to council to find out what is actually happening down there with the deep sewage. And also with the accommodation for workforce. We entered down this pathway a number of years ago when the Esplanade Hotel was actually sold to a trucking company, just because there was no accommodation in the town at the time, and all the personnel that worked for that company actually ended up being accommodated at the Esplanade Hotel. We lost that hotel for several years. But it was good that the person who bought the hotel could then see the light and actually spent quite a few $1 million on making the hotel what it is today. Who's to say that any of the buildings down in the West End could possibly be used for transient accommodation or people living down there permanently? And again, I can see now what has been brought up about the dust is that the whole thing is about the dust, isn't it? So people's health, etc. So it's something that really needs to be considered through this planning, and something needs to go, I guess, part of the agenda. That, you know, when it comes to workforce accommodation, that it needs to be really clear in the agenda item, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gillingham.
Anyone else for or against?
Anyone else for or against? No, we'll put it to a vote.
Unless Councillor McDonough can sum up.
Do you want to... Warren? Councillor Don?
Yes, thank you. Look, I certainly note the points from my fellow councillors there, that feel comfortable that the proposals that I have seen and the presentations that I've attended that it's purely for accommodation for businesses in the precinct. As I said, the education precinct, the hospitality, all that side of things. We've already got accommodation down there, as Councillor Gillingham said, in the Esplanade Hotel. It goes to the vote. See no difference to what's already there, to be honest. So I'm happy to go ahead with it as well.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Okay, we now put it to the vote. All those in favour, show of hands.
Three. All those against?
All those against?
We've got three. Tied tied vote. You have a casting vote.
I'll have the casting vote and I'll approve it.
So the matter is going to be passed
Passed
4-3
4-3.
on a casting vote. Alright. Now you can move to item, you get 68. Item 11 point, there's no reports. Item 12.
Okay, 11.5, infrastructure services. There is no report for infrastructure services. 11.6, executive services. There are no reports for executive services. Item 12, reports from communities. There are no reports from communities. Item 13, motions which previous notice has been given. There is no notice of a motion. Item 14, new business of urgent nature. Late items. There are no new business or urgent nature. Item 15, matters of which meeting will be closed, confidential matters. There are no matters for close of council. Item 16, closure. 16.1, the date of the next council meeting. That brings us to the end of the council meeting. The next ordinary council meeting where council will be held on Wednesday the 26th of May 2021, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 6.2, closure. There being no further business, I declare the meeting closed at 6:11 p.m. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, member of the public. Thank you, CEO, chief of staff, for attendance. Thank you.